starting quarterback here. Bears finished the year 7-10. Then they got worse. Incredible, right? They're going to roll into this game no matter what, worse this year than last. Go figure. The great title song Contenders by Craig Palmer, your de facto Packers theme, as Wayne is brought to us, as always, by Steamfitters Local 601. Learn more by visiting steam601.org and the National Fire Sprinklers Association. Visit them at nfsa.org. Wayne, good morning and Happy New Year, my friend. How are you?
Good morning. Happy New Year to you guys.
Yeah. Well, I was last year. Every year is different. Every game is different. And here you have a Bears team that scored 3 a week and a half ago. They seem beleaguered, bedraggled, ready to go on vacation, disorganized, coached by an interim coach, and ready to just quit. The only question is there a spark in that furnace for them for this rivalry game? You tell me. You would know. You've been on both sides of it.
Yeah, I think there will be. If they've got a game left in them, Czabe, and we don't know if they do or not, but if they do, they'll play it Sunday in Green Bay. And, you know, that would be salvaging something out of what is an incredibly lost season. When you look at this team, the Bears have not had a lead in a game since week 12 when they led Minnesota 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Now, think about that, okay?
That's crazy.
Incredible.
Since the 85 Bears, out of 39 years, they've had 21 losing seasons, and they haven't won a playoff game since 2010. That's amazing. And how many makeovers have they had? And they're going to probably go through another one, this year. So, wow, that's incredible.
Whole season came unraveled after the tip Butch Hail Mary by the Commanders. That started what is now a 10-game losing streak and got a coach fired and everything else. It's remarkable. But, hey, I do treat this game, Wayne, like it's an NFL game that could go either way. The Packers are not exactly hitting perfect stride right now. What do you think is missing right now from this Packers team that is playing good football, just not great football?
Yeah, you know, the thing that I see, there's a play drought going on that people haven't talked a whole lot about. The Packers have run less than 60 plays 4 times in their last 7 games, okay? They're averaging 56 snaps a game. Now, that's a pretty low number. When you look at the first 9 games of the season, they were getting 63.4 snaps a game and averaging 390 yards. In their last 7 games, they're 345 yardage-wise, 56 snaps a game. They're down 7 snaps a game and 44.7 yards per game. They're not getting a lot of snaps in these games. Now, that's twofold. Number one, the offense has to convert to stay on the field. But number two, the defense has to get off the field in third down situations. And the Packers have struggled a little bit there against really good teams at times in that regard.
Wayne, we've talked a lot this week about, or yesterday, really, obviously, we kind of got back into it. And we're talking about the best win for the Packers. What is the Packers' best win?
Wow, that's a good question, because if you're talking about a signature win, you probably don't have one yet. And maybe that signature is going to come in the playoffs. But that's, when I look at their schedule, I mean, just give you the schedule. The Miami game was a good win. Seattle.
All right, you want to go? Let's go through them. Indy and Tennessee were both good wins because they did it with a backup quarterback who had been acquired in August from the Titans. So that's 2 good wins.
Might be a little bit of a stretch there, Czabe, but
the Rams win 24-19 in LA was a bit greasy. Rams had the ball at midfield with a couple minutes left for the chance to go ahead and win. They stopped them, so that was good. They didn't have Puka Nacua or Cooper Kupp in that game.
Right.
They crushed Arizona, that then went to play good football after that for a spell, but then they tailed off.
Right.
34-13 was that one. The Houston win, best on paper, but Houston has really wheezed since their wide receiving core got decimated. That was a 24-22 win. The Jacksonville win was just totally
digs in that game.
Right. The Jacksonville win was totally greasy, 30-27, your final score there. Beat Chicago by a fingernail. Crushed a decimated Niners team 38-10. Crushed a Miami team that did not want to be out in the cold on Christmas night 30-17. Or Christmas Eve, I guess it was, right? The days have all blended together.
Yeah, 23rd.
The Seattle win on the road, that's a solid win.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah, that's the one I think it is. When for me, it's the Seattle on the road. Like it's a statement win. Even though it's Seattle, they are what they are.
But,
like you went on the road, you dealt with you did what you needed to do.
But Butchie, you play who's on the schedule. The
for
league
sure
tells you who to play and win. You don't get to choose.
But I mean, you look at that and you've got two teams ahead of you that are 14-2, 14-2. This is a league that's built on being, everyone being together. It's supposed to be, you get to 9-8, 8-9, like you're going to be in, you're going to compete for a playoff spot. And we're not really seeing that this year, right? It's kind of a weird year in the NFL. Am I wrong in saying that, Wayne?
Yeah, you've got a lot of teams with really good records and a lot of teams that have just awful records.
You don't see that a lot.
It's kind of like our society. The middle class is being squeezed out in the NFL.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no middle ground anymore. You're either really good or really bad, it seems like. But no, I think Seattle probably, if you look at it, is their best win of the season. But is there really a signature win? Had they gone to Minnesota and won that game, that would have been a signature win. Same thing with the Detroit game, that kind of thing. But, maybe that signature win comes in January.
Yeah.
Right. How important is Christian Watson to the passing attack, in your opinion?
I think he's real important. And, keeping him healthy has been the biggest problem. It's really hard because the Packers have not had a true number one receiver emerge from this group of very good young receivers yet.
Right.
I think one will, but it hasn't happened yet. And when you look at the really good teams and the really good offenses, they all have a number one guy. There's a pecking order. Minnesota has two. Their top two will probably be number ones here. But I think Christian Watson has the ability to bring that to the Packers. But the problem is keeping him healthy.
Yeah. Secondary wise, Jair's absence on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most devastating impact, 1 being you wouldn't miss the guy. Where do you put him being out, given that he hasn't played for the last several weeks?
I would put it at about a 7 or 8. I mean, when he's on the field, opposing teams, the passer rating of 77.5. When he's off the field, 103.4. Pretty big difference.
That is a huge difference. There is an argument being made by some I've seen that, at least in the Minnesota game, it wasn't so much the secondary, it was the pass rush that gave Darnold an extra second and a half to stand back and choose somebody better to throw to. And that no defense, no secondary, Wayne, can cover for 5 seconds. Is that a fair argument?
I think it's a fair argument. Minnesota committed to keeping a lot of people in. They committed to keep backs in, tight ends chipped every time they went out on a pattern. If you watch the game, they were in max protection a lot in that ball game for Sam Darnold, and it worked. Jefferson and Addison and drew a lot of attention. That number one receiver, what he does, folks, is he has impact on the game all 5, 6, 7 days. Okay, because he is sucking all of this energy and preparation time from your planning and your preparation. And then in game day, he's taking your coverage with him. And when you have Jefferson and Addison out there, they suck all that coverage one way.
Right.
And who pops wide open to the end zone? Somebody named Jalen Naylor. And, that's how it works in this league. And that's the thing that the number one receiver does for you. And that's something that I think the Packers are hoping someone emerges from their receiving core to take that kind of lead.
Any Pro Bowl crimes and or misdemeanors to your eyes? I know a lot of people were saying that Elton Jenkins absolutely should be a Pro Bowler, but doesn't always work out that way.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. I think the Packers got good people in the Pro Bowl. Who was it that I thought that didn't make it that I thought had a chance? I was a little surprised on Rashawn Gary because he's not one of the sack leaders. You know what I mean?
Right.
Apparently
Gary has. Yeah, Gary has fewer pressures than Aiden Hutchinson, who hadn't played since week 6.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are saying, that's part of the flaws. I don't like to argue this stuff because it is such a mishmash process. But I know it does matter to the players, and a lot of them get nice bonuses based on making Pro Bowls.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. But, as far as anybody, Jacobs made it. I don't know. Offensive line, that's a hard one to pick for someone, for a layman.
Yeah.
Tucker Kraft probably got good consideration at tight end, but I think it was from a Packers standpoint. I don't think anybody got snubbed. I really don't.
All right. I like your new camera angle. Could you do me a favor? Could you go pull that Emmy off the shelf? I want to hear more about that Emmy. Just turn around, Wayne. Go get your nice Emmy trophy. That's an Emmy, right?
Oh, yeah. That's for Bulls basketball on TV.
Go grab that. Come show that to the camera as we stream live on Twitter. Wow. Optical illusion. I thought he was going to have to get up.
I thought it was farther back, too.
He literally just reaches back like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, hold it there. What is that for? That's on WGN? You won that?
WGN, yeah. That was for Bulls basketball. We won a number of them on that.
And just what was the award? Best NBA broadcast?
No, it was for, best play-by-play that year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that one of your most cherished industry awards?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. That and Illinois Sportscaster of the Year years ago.
Nice.
Those are the two.
What other trophies are back there? Now, see, now I want to go get nosy, Butchie.
Yeah,
really
I know exactly where you're going with this.
Butchie, what is your most cherished trophy on the back of your setup there?
I don't have any of it back there trophy-wise.
Did you get a game ball when you hit that shot at Indiana? Banked in the three-pointer to beat the Hoosiers?
You should have.
I did, but most importantly, I gave up candy for Lent.
Oh.
That was, you said that. He must have given up candy for Lent. That was your call, Wayne.
Yeah.
I'm going way back there,
Yeah. That's back in the day when I was really a good, strong Catholic, and I could give up, listen to this now, guys, beer, chocolate, and potato chips, the three staples of life I would give up for 40 days and 40 nights. That's when I had willpower.
That's
now
impressive.
You're done. You're gone.
That's impressive.
Now I'm a senior citizen. I don't give up anything.
No. Good point. Just like I gave up Diet Coke for one day.
Yeah. One day.
As I told Butchie, Wayne, I proved my point.
Yeah, exactly.
I went without it on Jan 1. I proved my point.
Yes,
not easy. All right, Wayne, have a great call with
Larry
and Kuhn. I know you will. We'll be listening.
Take care, guys. Have a great